Hello, Slifer Slackers. This is Slifer Student here bringing you another review video. Today we're going to be talking about the new October ban list. And let me say it first, fire shit is about to go down, and I'm about to tell you why. Currently, right now, I have the ban list right here in my hand. And let me tell you, a lot of surprises just came, and a couple of things we expected to happen. But the unexpected is what surprises me the most. The revival of a death that has happened in the past comes back now. Will it fuck up the meta? We'll find out right now. First off, we start in the ban list with the Forbiddens. Currently, right now, nothing has gotten forbidden, which is pretty crazy. But most of it has affected. First off, we're going to talk about infinities. Infinities, of course, haven't expected the hit. Let me see which one got it. Infinity Archfiend was, of course, expected. Or, as a matter of fact, any of the natural infinities were expected to get hit in the limited list, which is pretty good. And of course, with YCS and everything like that, which is, of course, common. And let's see, what else got here? Glow Up Bulb also got hit, which is pretty interesting, because... But I'll explain that later. What else got hit? Regeki came back, which is one of the things I got surprised at, which is back at limited. Regeki is basically a dark hole, but you have the advantage. This blows up your opponent's field, which is crazy. Another card I got hit in the limit and got put into the limited is Soul Charge. Soul Charge is a card most people immediately thought was going to be a hit. But after a format later, they decided to put it on there. But I'll explain that right now. Let's see what else we're going. Super Poly. Super Poly is kind of a downside to most decks. Like, I think Chagall used it. Not 100% sure, but, you know, you never know. And that's done for the limited. Now for the unlimited, which is crazy. I mean, semi-limited. Gale the Blackwing the Whirlwind. Which is pretty interesting, because Gale has been banned since a couple of formats for now, almost a year I think. For either over a year, I'm not completely sure on Gale. But Gale being Magna 2 brings some interesting questions that can Blackwings be back again? I don't know, I'm not 100% sure on that. But it's an interesting thought though, it is a possibility though. Board is back at 2, which is interesting, really. Because Horse is a really good card, but I think it's rather debatable who uses it in specific terms of decks and whatever. Ceasefire, you know, for stall decks, I guess. I think that's what it's used for. Transfer of Vanquish and Prophecy, I really don't care about that one. Now here's the main cards I got out of the list itself, which are Reinforcement, or Rhoda, is now unlimited in up to 3, which is pretty crazy actually. Not in my opinion, but to other people saying, I guess it kinda is, but you know. Rhoda kinda can be. It's really good searcher, don't get me wrong and everything, but you know, I don't think it's being used into advantage anymore. That's the thing. Because I think this is Konami's way of saying that Stratos isn't going to be a backup thing, which is very disappointing to most players. And Formula Synchron is now back at 3, which is Konami's other way of saying, because, you know, the plays are being reprinted in the new Legendary Collection 5Ds. I think this is Konami's way of saying that there's going to be a lot of things going on in the future that will make Quasar Dragon useless compared to the future of metas out there. Which is a scary, scary thought that's going to happen. And, back on 3 is Magician of Fate, which is pretty okay. Not going to affect a lot of decks, but you never know. Now the card that surprised me the most, this is the card that brought back a deck that nobody ever played anymore. Even if they tried with their heart, they couldn't make it as good as it was a couple formats ago. But this deck is horrible. It just shivers me. And I'm talking about a deck that is so crazy. It pops. It recycles. It brings back. No, I'm not talking about pops. Get that shit out of there. We're talking about Coach Soldier Wolfbark. Wolfbark is something that is very, very, very worrying. Because when you think about it, Wolfbark is what made Firefist more dangerous. And now that it's back, Firefist is now a thing again. Guys, think about it. Firefist is crazy as it was a couple formats ago, but with all the new changes, it makes it interesting to see that what Firefist can do with a lot of the decks nowadays. Because Firefists are still a thing today, but like before the banlist. But now that Wolfbark is back at 3, a lot of things are gonna happen. Wolfbark's gonna be back. And, you know, it's going to be very challenging against Burning this. Because when I saw this earlier with my friend Daniel, when we were talking about the banners, we looked at it both at the same time, and we couldn't believe how shocked we were when we saw this. Because we automatically knew what was going to happen. Burning Abyss is going to take over, kind of mix up with Firefist and make a couple of very dangerous things. Because Burning Abyss is a very dangerous deck as it is, you know, putting pressure on the board. But with Firefist, Firefist can add pressure to your board, but it reinforces it. So think about it. Burning Abyss with maximum pressure and Burning Abyss with, Burning Abyss, no. Firefist with reinforcement. Imagine those two collide together in order to form the pressuring of reinforcement. Because you can add pressure to the board already and reinforce it with Firefist, which is really, 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 really bad for the format. And it's just not worth it, honestly. Now, coming back to a couple cards I think I missed out. What was that? Let's see, hang on a second. Yeah, back to blow up, whatever that guy's name, Blow Up Bulb is pretty interesting, if I have to say so myself, and brings a lot of water decks ideas. a couple of decks will be affected by Glow of Bulb, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I never really paid attention to that card. Either way, the format is kind of shifting balances on certain. Because most people say the because the ban list, a lot of cards won't be affected, but I think a lot of cards will be affected. Just think about it. Slow Charge is played in almost every deck. Now that, you know, Firefist is back to being a thing again. A very scary thing again. The balance is shifting up and down crazily this format right now. A couple of cards that I'm surprised didn't get hit is the hands, of course, and the bow. And that was the thing I was going to talk to you about because of Soul Charge. You know. When Soul Charge was printed out in Dragons of Legend, most people thought it was going to be automatically hit. But no, after a format later, they just needed to hit it. And most people question this about Konami. Konami works like kind of like a testing process. Because when a card is freshly printed, first time ever, they want to see how players affect to it and react to it before deciding on the ban list. Because they wait one format at least to see what will happen. In case if it's situational, like Elemental Dragons where like Burner, like the baby dragons and such. But, you know, it's stuff like that most players don't get. I can understand. Because, you know, it's a testing period. And that's the process, how it works. But either way, this was my take on the ban list currently for October to December 31st. Anyway, leave a comment down below of what you think about this, about how the balance is. Either way, this is Firefist signing out. Peace.